Natasha.
Debbie.
Show.
The show.
Welcome to it. Just two patriotic girls.
Learning about the world.
So please, don't take us the wrong way. Hey guys, welcome to the Natasha and Debbie show. Excited about this video, not gonna lie. It popped up and the title was something that we both were like, that sounds interesting. We know nothing about this. Let's check it out.
So we could not pass it up.
No, we couldn't. But before we get into it, please don't pass up that like button.
That's right.
I'm trying to be as cheesy as I can when it comes to the like button, and consider subscribing to the channel. Sorry, I can't help it. So, you know, if you've watched our show, you know that we love our military. We love our allied military.
Thank you for all of your help and input in our world.
Absolutely, well said. And thank you to your fathers, your grandfathers. You know, God bless them. Yeah, we just, two American girls want to say thank you for your service. And yeah, we've noticed, you know, in the world, in the scheme of things, you know, you always hear about the same countries, but Australia needs to get a lot more, you know, not just credit, that's not the word I really want to use, but more love, more, you know, all that.
Have it out there more, because you guys don't mess around.
We ain't coming after you. Nope. We're glad we're on the same side, in other words. But so today's episode is something, like I said, this sounded interesting. This is the title. Terror Behind, I said that weird. Terror Behind the Japanese Lines, Australia's Z Special Unit Explained.
I love learning about all the different special units out there, the special forces, the ones that obviously you don't know about because they're special and they're usually secretive.
Right. And so I'm wondering, I don't know what the Z Special Unit is, hence why we're watching this. And does it still exist today? Will we know in this video? I don't know. I'm hoping so. But I hope that you're interested in this. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments about the video, extra information they never give us, because of course it's a short video. We never get the full picture, the full story. We get enough to wet our whistle.
That's right. It always leaves us wanting more.
Yeah, I mean, we like to know as much as we can about every video that we do, but we always find out that we can learn sometimes more in the comments from you guys than the video themselves.
We definitely do. So thank you for putting your comments in there.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So without any further ado, let's take a look at Terror Behind the Japanese Lines, Australia's Z Special Unit Explained.
The whole point of covert operations is that, well, they're covert.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, this means that covert special forces operatives tend to miss out on the gratitude they might deserve.
Sure do.
While the Second World War may have come to an end in 1945, the veterans of one particular Allied Special Forces unit swore never to speak of their heroic yet horrible exploits, bottling up their suffering till the waning years of their lives.
Wow.
These men were the bane of the Japanese in the Southwest Pacific Theater, and they weren't opposed to working with literal headhunters to see their common enemy dead on the jungle floor.
Alrighty then.
In this video, we shine some much needed light in the Australian-led special force known as Z Special Unit. It's no secret that many of the world's special operations organisations have modelled themselves after British Spec Ops, as was the case with the Australian Inter-Allied Services Department, or ISD, which, in typical Spec Ops fashion, underwent a series of administrative and acronymic changes to become the Services Reconnaissance Department, or SRD, in 1943.
Okay.
While it was still the ISD, a field unit was formed under its command, designed to carry out intelligence, special reconnaissance and sabotage operations, as well as guerrilla warfare against Imperial Japan in the Southwest Pacific. This was Z Special Unit. While primarily a Vegemite-fueled Australian force, Z Special Unit featured volunteers from New Zealand, Britain, the Netherlands, and while abroad, Indonesia too.
Okay.
Most of their pre-deployment training, however, took place in Australia, most notably in Refuge Bay, Sydney, Z Experimental Station, Queensland, and Fraser Island, Queensland, yet also in Western Australia and the Northern Territory. And one of their trademark tools wasn't a gun, but a folding kayak, inside which many Z operatives would come to break their backs.
What?
While Z
Did he say a folding kayak?
Well, now I don't think so, but now you got me
I thought he
confused.
Territory. And one of their trademark tools wasn't a gun, but a folding kayak, inside which many Z operatives would come to break their backs. While Zed's special unit took on 264 missions in 81 covert operations between June 1942 and the end of the war, its operations in Queensland, Singapore, New Guinea, and Borneo are among its most famous, or more appropriately, infamous. Yes, you heard that right. Zed's special unit did indeed operate in Queensland, Australia, but they obviously didn't go around blowing up bridges or anything like that. In reality, in preparation for a raid on a Japanese-occupied port in New Guinea, Zed's special unit decided it would be a good idea to practice on Australian naval vessels in Townsville Harbour. In the dead of night on the 22nd of June 1943, they paddled into the harbour on folding kayaks and stuck magnetic limpet mines to the hulls of 10 ships before fleeing. Some hours after the rooster crowed the following morning, the sailors in the harbour freaked out over the, unbeknownst to them, dummy mines.
I bet they did.
The mock operation was a success, but it led to the arrest and subsequent discharge of Lieutenant Samuel Warren Carey from Zed's special unit. The operation into New Guinea was also trashed, but...
Really?
That's interesting.
I mean, you gotta train and do some things, but yeah, I could see how that could be a little bit of a problem. Also, random, we're the only country in the world that doesn't say Z and we just say Z. Are we?
Seem to be.
I think we are. But that is... First of all, it's badass to even do that at all.
Yeah, to show them
But he got arrested? Okay. Can you imagine, though, going out and then seeing these things? Not knowing, they're dummies. Terrifying.
Thinking you're safe and you know you're secure, and then here comes in the special force. It's like, no.
And then you find out, maybe they found out, I would assume, those soldiers specifically that saw those, that it was, your own guys too. Be like, you little bastards.
Yeah. Guys are sneaky.
It's sneaky, but also proud. That's how I would feel. But I'd also be like, why didn't you warn us? Which, of course, you can't, right? You can't do your thing. But I'm going to rewind that back just a little bit because the folding kayak thing, I'm a little confused on that too. I don't see where it folds.
I want to know how it
I was
folds
looking.
out.
Yep.
A success, but it led to the arrest and subsequent discharge of Lieutenant Samuel Warren Carey from Zed's special unit.
Dang.
The operation into New Guinea was also trashed, but for unrelated reasons. What the Z operations learned in Townsville, they put to good use in Singapore later that year.
I bet.
By 1943, the Japanese had a firm grip on Singapore, an island stronghold vital to Allied operations in the Pacific. While they held onto the island until the end of the war, the Allies didn't make it easy for them. On the 2nd of September, 15 Australian and British Z operatives left Western Australia in the MV Crate, a Japanese fishing boat renamed after a small but highly venomous snake. They dyed their hair and skin dark and dressed themselves in sarongs, meaning to pass as Indonesian fishermen, and arrived off Singapore just over 3 weeks later.
Did you guys know that?
Well, sneaky.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah. We're going to change our appearance and we're just going to sneak right in.
Did you know that? That's interesting. Stuff like this, like, there needs to be movies about stuff like this. I don't know if there is or not.
As Indonesian fishermen, and arrived off Singapore just over 3 weeks later. Unfolding their kayaks, they paddled to a nearby island from which they set Singapore Harbour in their sights. On the night of the 26th, they pulled another Townsville, yet this time with very real limpet mines. The resulting blasts damaged or sunk 4 Japanese ships. As Z veteran Douglas Herbst put it, they travelled thousands of miles in enemy-occupied territory, then got out of the boat and paddled canoes for 100 miles into Singapore. The Crate...
Hold up.
That is...
They paddled canoes for 100 miles? Yeah, I can say I broke their backs. Wow. That's some men right there with some serious...
You got nerve.
That's the word I wasn't going to use, but you all know what I was going to use. That's impressive.
Then got out of the boat and paddled canoes for 100 miles into Singapore. The Crate was a little 70-foot boat and it sank more shipping than cruisers with 800 men on board. But the success of the Crate and her sneaky crew was not an indication of successes to come. A year later, Z operatives tried a similar stunt, this time using a Malayan sailing ship to get them closer and motorized submersible canoes nicknamed Sleeping Beauties to deliver their payloads. Nearing Singapore Harbour, a Japanese patrol boat stopped them, detecting their ploy and opening fire. The operatives scuttled their ship and escaped on kayaks. While some were able to put some distance between them and their attack.
They escaped that?
These kayaks are pretty handy. I mean, to be able to escape.
I'm going to say Zed from
Fire.
now on. The Zed unit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. This is absolutely crazy. I never seen. Hang on, I'm trying to go back to that. I've never seen anything like that before.
No, I haven't either.
Not from that time period.
I mean, that's why.
I thought I was seeing that wrong. I'm like, that's not underwater, is it? But yeah, this unit is definitely a special ops unit for sure. Oh man, and it does suck, when it comes to special ops unit, how you really, like you said at the beginning,
you don't get credit.
get to know. Well, you don't get to know what really happens a lot of the time until
it's all secretive.
Way later on, if you get to know much at all.
It stopped them, detecting their ploy and opening fire. The operatives scuttled their ship and escaped on kayaks. While some were able to put some distance between them and their attackers and ultimately resume their mission, potentially sinking 3 Japanese ships in Singapore Harbour, 13 Z Special Unit operatives were killed immediately or lost their lives soon after. A further 10 were captured and beheaded. And this wasn't like in Skyrim or whatever. Some of these beheadings took 2 or 3 blows to complete. Disaster struck in New Guinea in 1945 as well, yet the Z operatives assigned to this mission showed their mettle no less. Under the veil of night on the 11th of April, 8 Z operatives disembarked a patrol boat and started the long paddle to the shore of Japanese-occupied Muschu Island. The currents were strong that night, however, and the operatives ran into a reef, losing some of their equipment to the waves. While they were unable to get their feet on solid ground, their gear had washed up on the shore, signaling their presence to the Japanese, who sent out 1,000 troops to hunt them down.
Yeah, because they were scared, and they should have, because they were scared, and they never right to be scared, because these guys were showing no mercy. They were coming after them.
No.
Holy
I'd have been
crap!
terrified.
This is insane.
To the Japanese, who sent out 1,000 troops to hunt them down. Despite their training, there was little the Z operatives could do.
Yeah, I was hoping
all but one of them were slain. But
so that says, although they did manage to dismantle 6 Japanese machine gun posts and threw them into the sea.
Wow.
That's freaking epic. Just did not expect that little blurb to pop up. Oh my gosh.
Don't give up. You just keep going.
Not everybody does.
No.
Wow. Okay. Didn't expect that.
all the Z operatives could do. All but one of them were slain. But one man did survive. Fighting off the Japanese all by himself, one sapper, Edgar Mick Dennis, a hardened Australian commando, managed to escape and get vital intel into Allied hands, contributing in no small part to the Allies' success in the Aitape-Wewak campaign. Dennis survived the war as well, going on to say, "They were hunting me, and every time they got close, I would knock the first few over and then go bush."
Wow. What a
That is a
man.
soldier right there.
Yes.
That is a hero right there. That is one epic guy.
Yep. Fight till the end.
Holy crap. How did he
Keep on fighting.
How did he survive that? All of it. They were hunting me, and every
Smart
time they
man.
got close, they would knock the first few over and then go bush. Dang, dude.
Yep.
You're a rock star.
And every time they got close, I would knock the first few over and then go bush. And on his bravery, he said, "I don't think it's born in you. It's not drilled into you. It's just something that happens in the spur of the moment. You know what you're going to do and you do it." While Singapore and New Guinea were terrible, Zed's special unit operations in Borneo were a complete nightmare, even the successful ones. Between 1943 and 1945, Z operatives harried the Japanese troops who were occupying Borneo and inflicting unspeakable suffering on the island's people. As all good special forces should do, Zed's special unit made effective use of their environment, going as far to train and organize the indigenous natives to help them defeat their common enemy.
Wow.
that's some serious work right there. Time, effort, and
To not only be amazing soldiers, to be amazing humans, to try to teach the natives how to take care of themselves.
help.
Yes.
What? They just basically made another. Created a militia there.
Mm-hmm.
This is insanely epic, you guys.
Fought to train and organize the indigenous natives to help them defeat their common enemy. One of such operations was Operation Argas, in which 44 Z Special Unit operatives gathered vital intel and trained indigenous natives for a guerrilla campaign against their Japanese occupiers between March and October 1945.
Okay.
The intel they obtained clued the Australian 9th Division into Japanese numbers and movements in North Borneo, ultimately allowing them to take and secure it. The local guerrillas also managed to slay around 100 Japanese troops. Among the Z operatives in Borneo was Aussie Jack Tredrea, known by his fellow operatives as Commando Jack.
Commando Jack.
On his time in Borneo, where he was assigned to Operation Samut, Jack said, "We did our jump into Borneo 4 months before the invasion to organize the native population. We trained 2,000 of them, and when the invasion came, we had 32 operatives, each with their own guerrilla
Holy
force."
crap.
While Tredrea was quite active in the media in the waning years of his life, the story of Australian Sergeant Fred Sanderson isn't so widely known.
Okay.
After parachuting into Borneo in March 1945, he led some 500 headhunting natives against the Japanese, earning himself a Distinguished Conduct Medal and the headhunters under his charge more than 100 enemy heads. On his experience, Sanderson said, "I was always thinking what it was going to be like when I was hunted. I always thought the Japanese would get me one day."
Can you? I mean, I can't
imagine.
imagine.
To live with that terror, that fear the
Yeah.
whole time, and you're just trying to survive and
Yeah.
help other people survive.
Yeah. Wow.
Amazing.
Just putting yourself in, just trying to imagine yourself in that moment, at that time, and
Mm-hmm.
I no.
I just can't imagine.
Mm-mm.
I mean, obviously, I haven't served and I haven't been in a war.
Right.
The psychological trauma.
Yeah. Oh,
that
I guarantee
soldiers
you.
go through.
I guarantee you, he lived with that probably the rest of his life.
Yes.
Nightmares and things. God bless
Mhm.
the man. And I hope he didn't, but it'd be kind of hard to say he didn't. Wow.
Day. But all of these heroic exploits were swept under the rug, coming to light only decades after the end of the war.
Of course.
As Commando Jack put it, "When we were discharged out of Zed's Special Unit, the operatives had to sign a Secrets Act. It wasn't until 1980 at a national reunion in Melbourne that we knew what the next guy did."
Wow.
So what
Yeah.
do you think? Had you heard of Zed Special Unit before this video?
Nope.
How hard do you think it would have been to stay quiet about the war for more than 30 years? Lastly, can you think of any other operations in which Zed operatives participated in? Let us know in the comment section below, because we always love reading your guys' comments.
That was crazy.
That was incredible.
I mean, we've learned a lot about different special forces here in the U.S., of course.
Mhm.
I have family that were in some, and I've only been told a few things. I've also been told to stop asking because I can't tell you.
Mhm.
And one specific individual in my family has been out of the military for 40 plus years. And still he's like, nope, stop
Yeah.
asking. I'm like, I can't help it. But he's giving me a couple little things. At the same time, it's, yeah, I mean, like they said in the video, let us know if you knew about this, what else you may know. But it is a question, that you think about. Like, if it was us or anyone,
Uh-huh.
they tell you, don't say nothing. Could you not? I mean, to me, it'd be pretty much a no-brainer. I would not say anything. I mean, that's your country you fought for. That's things you did. And most people don't want to talk about what they did, of course, because it's traumatizing. It's not something
Exactly.
I was proud of killing anybody in a war. It's just something you have to do. War is horrible in all aspects. But yeah, I don't think. I mean, I could get some people wanting some credit for what they did, but I think most people are more humble. Most soldiers are more humble than that, and they don't really feel like.
And not the
they
credit. I think also acknowledgement.
That's what thank you. I misspoke on that. Credit was the wrong
No,
word to
I know
use.
what you meant.
Well, I'll make sure you guys know what I meant too. I didn't mean credit. That was a horrible word. More of an acknowledgement of, hey, I did something, like, so who knows, with the Zed special unit as well, like what could have happened, what probably did happen. You just don't know with any of the special units and any of the wars. But I found this fascinating. Never heard of them until this video just kind of popped up in our faces. And I'm glad we did it. It's hard hearing some of these things. Yeah,
I do wonder if there wasn't a movie based on this. I kind of remember something like Attack Force Z or something like that. I don't know if that's related to this or not. I don't actually remember.
You mean Zed?
Much of the movie, but I kind of remember something about
No idea.
sneaking up on ships and stuff, but I could be wrong. Please let me know in the comments.
Yeah. And if she's wrong, do let us know if there is a movie. I blown away. But the Australian military is impeccably just hardcore. Hardcore.
Definitely hardcore.
We give our sincerest respects to you guys. And again, thankfully, we're all on the same side. We love that. I hope that you guys enjoyed is a weird word, this video. But if you know what I mean? If you, I don't know another word for enjoyed. If you something this video in a positive manner, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. And again, drop us a comment if you know more about this and other things maybe we should look into. We always appreciate your basically you giving us the right places to go, you know, with different links, maybe even movies like Debbie said, and just different.
We love learning, so anything that you could share with us, we would appreciate. We'll take a look at it.
Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you, and we hope that you'll tune in for the next episode of the Natasha and Debbie Show. Until then, please love like jazz.
Be as strong as Tyson.
Bye, guys.